Chad Simmons of FoxSportsScout.com here at Station Camp High School in Tennessee. Out here, man, kind of in the country out here a little bit. One of the top 2014 wide receivers, Josh Malone. Josh, pleasure being here. Nice to meet you, and very talented. You know, one offer away from double digits right now already, only 2 games into your junior season. Already have some big offers out there. I'm not sure if you can name all 9 off the top of your head, but give us an idea of who all's offered so far.
My first offer was Tennessee, and then next came Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Vandy, then Michigan, Ohio State, Western Kentucky, Nebraska, and Baylor.
So not only can you name all 9, you can go in the exact order that all 9 came. When did Baylor offer? How long ago?
I'd say it was about 2 months ago.
And Tennessee, the first school to offer you in-state program, when did that offer come in?
It was right after we got done with spring ball. It was like the week right after we got done with spring ball.
Now, were you expecting that? You know, when you got done, I know you had coaches come through here and look at you and talk to you, coach, about you and things like that, but did you expect the first offer to come that soon?
Honestly, I didn't expect it to come that soon. It took me off by surprise, but it was kind of new because you're trying to get a feel for the process and stuff, but then after a while, so you can just start getting kind of used to it and start getting used to talking to coaches.
Yeah, not only was that your first offer, but the first offer from the school you probably know a lot about. You know, being here in the state of Tennessee, not terribly far from Knoxville, kind of in between Nashville and Knoxville for you. What did that mean, not only the first offer, but coming from an in-state school like that?
Well, it felt good because Tennessee's normally been a powerhouse and representing the state of Tennessee well in the SEC. And it just meant a lot because it wasn't like I had like a small D1 offer. I came out just right after Woodworth with a big D1 offer, so it was real humbling, and it just kind of kept motivating me to work harder.
Let's stay on the Vols a little bit longer, you know, and talk about them a little bit more. I know you've been there to UT before. You've met Derek Dooley and some of that coaching staff. What's your interest like in, you know, the Vols right now, and what do you like about that UT just overall program?
It's a very good program. They're always improving. They're always building into, and they're always funding into the athletic programs, and they got a good little academic structure set up for the players too. So it was kind of good interest because it's a home state school, and you always gotta consider them home schools because it's just a knack. You always want to just either be represented by a state, or if not, just go out of state and just play.
You know, you're a little bit closer to Nashville than you are Knoxville. You know, have you been to Vandy? Have you met, you know, Coach Franklin and some of those guys as well?
Yes, sir. I was up there yesterday at the Vandy South Carolina game. So
talk about that. I mean, I heard the atmosphere was much different than maybe what it has been known for in the past.
Oh yeah, it was a
lot more energy.
It was a lot more energy. The crowd was a lot more into it. You could tell the players were a lot more into it. You can tell Vandy's coming around the corner and trying to be a contender in the SEC.
Is that something that stands out to you? You know, where you see Vandy, like you said, coming around that corner, maybe one step away, 1 year away from being a real contender. I mean, some people pick South Carolina to win the SEC East. They played them till, you know, the final horn was sounded last night in a very close game. Does that stand out to you, man, saying, man, if I went there, maybe I could be part of that class to help turn that program around?
You kind of see that when you're thinking about the future and what you're trying to do when you get up to college. Because when I was watching the game, I was like, this team's very close to. There's just a couple calls away and a couple plays away just from winning that game. So you see where they can use some help and see where the program's heading, because Coach Franklin's doing a great job up there right now, just by the way he just turned around the program.
You know, what about, you've been to Vandy, you've been to Tennessee. What schools outside the state, you know, have you already visited for a camp or just for an unofficial?
The schools I visited most of the schools that have offered, except Nebraska, and I made down to Alabama for the spring game, but I made it to all the other schools who were offered.
I know I talked to you when you came back from Ann Arbor, Michigan. A top program, a lot of history there, obviously. What stood out to you when you were up, at the University of Michigan?
Just how much the tradition means up north to the programs up there like Michigan, Ohio State. The tradition up there was like, wow, it's serious. And then they had good athletic facilities, and the way their academic structure for the players was pretty legit too. So,
yeah, who do you think maybe kind of putting you on the spot, but who could be that number 10 offer? Do you have a feel from somebody? I know offers always surprising. It could be somebody out of left field, but with the school showing interest right now, who do you think may be close?
Gosh, honestly, I have no idea who's close right now, but it'd be nice to get another offer so I have something to think about.
Well, what other schools are showing interest? Outside the 9 that have offered, you've been to Alabama. That's another one showing interest, has not offered yet. Who's in that Alabama group that has not offered yet but still showing interest in you early on?
I'll probably go with South Carolina. I talked to a coach from Stanford and Clemson. I talked to Penn State. There's a lot of schools.
Yeah. Are you pretty open still, or do you have a top 3, a leader right now?
I'm still very open right now because I'm not going to start really making critical decisions till after the season where I can just sit down and really think without making a rash decision and end up making a mistake.
You're obviously someone ahead of the game on many different levels, from getting offers early to taking visits early to building those relationships early with coaches. Do you want to make an early decision as well?
That's undecided yet. It'll be something I had to discuss with my family, or if I just have that gut feeling that I'm ready to commit somewhere, I'll probably do it. If it's early or wait till signing day. But it doesn't matter. It just matter how I feel when the time comes around to commit.
You're getting a jump start on everything, like I said, but you have a pretty good, I think, idea of when you go to these schools, what you're looking for. You're trying to, I'm sure, research, those programs. What are going to be, again, we're still, 18 months away until you sign with someone in 2014. But when you go on these visits, when you talk to these coaches, when you go on the internet and look up these schools, what are you looking for in that program? What's going to help that one school really jump out to you?
Well, the one thing I focus on more, I know football is important, but I always look for a good little academic structure, so just in case football doesn't work out so well, I have something to fall back on with a great education. Then it'll probably be which ones can just develop my body and get me pro ready, because when I go there, I'm looking to go pro, so it's one of those, and which ones has to an offense that I can fit in and see myself excelling in.
And you're what, 6'3"?
Yes, right now I'm 6'3".
What are you weighing right now?
About 190.
6'3", 190, 2014. Still basically 2 seasons of football to play in high school. A lot more growing to do, getting bigger, stronger, faster here. Josh Malone, 2014 wide receiver, Station Camp, Tennessee. Thanks so much for your time, man. Best of luck.
Thank you for taking the time with me, sir.